Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. September 11th remembrances all over Wisconsin today. Flags are at half-staff to honor all who died 23 years ago. Governor Evers is encouraging acts of service. Nearly 3,000 people died after terrorists hijacked 4 passenger planes and crashed them. Civic Media political editor Dan Schaefer says Vice President Kamala Harris won last night's debate.
On substance, on style, on so many different aspects. Kamala Harris had Donald Trump on his heels really from the very beginning, and he was never really able to recover. And it just felt like the same rambling Trump show that we've seen so many times over the last 8 or 9 years.
Schaefer says Harris's performance will make the most favorable impression on undecided voters who are just starting to pay attention to the race. The Wisconsin Supreme Court will rule on whether mobile voting vans can be used in future elections. Justices heard oral arguments yesterday. A ruling is not expected until after the November election. Senator Tammy Baldwin says Wisconsin may have fewer doctors if abortion isn't codified nationwide. Savannah Tomei-Olson reports.
Med schools here in the Badger State had a 10% drop in applications after the Dobbs decision.
We are going to have severe issues in serving the needs of women in the state of Wisconsin.
The Women's Health Protection Act would codify Roe v. Wade nationwide. I'm Savannah Tomei-Olson.
Baldwin's opponent, Eric Hovde, supports an abortion ban after 12 to 14 weeks of pregnancy and says voters in each state should put the question to a referendum. People in Wisconsin have lower concentrations of forever chemicals in their blood than people in other states. That's according to a newly published PFAS study from the University of Wisconsin. Researchers found people who eat fish on a regular basis have higher levels than most, so do older white men who make more money. People in Wisconsin have a chance to see the northern lights again starting tonight. NOAA is predicting a minor geomagnetic storm tonight and tomorrow night. Unfortunately, it's also supposed to be too cloudy in Wisconsin for sky gazers to get a good look. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now, here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WRCE News, I'm Joanne Krulotz. The missing swimmer from Richland Center has been identified. Sauk County Sheriff Chip Meister says the body of Luis Miguel Lopez Jimenez, 24 of Richland Center, was found Monday morning washed up on a sandbar in the Wisconsin River, approximately 2 miles downriver from where he was reported missing on September 1st while swimming with friends. Again, the missing swimmer, whose body was found near Spring Green, is Luis Miguel Lopez Jimenez, 24 of Richland Center. An appeals court has ruled that a Wisconsin teenager accused of killing a 10-year-old girl will be tried as an adult. The teenager, identified in court documents only as CTPB, was charged as an adult with first-degree intentional homicide and 2 counts of sexual assault in connection with the April 2022 death of Ileana Lily Peters. Prosecutors say the boy, who was 14 at the time, persuaded the girl to leave a trail and explore the surrounding woods as she was riding her bike home from her aunt's house in Chippewa Falls. The University of Wisconsin-Madison College of Engineering is a partner in a new project led by Dairyland Power Cooperative that will create well-paying jobs, significantly reduce emissions, and lower energy costs for rural Wisconsin communities. Dairyland Power Cooperative, based in La Crosse, was selected by the U.S. Department of Agriculture to receive grant and loan funding of nearly $579 million through the Empowering Rural America program. The new ERA program helps rural Americans transition to clean, affordable, and reliable energy. The award is part of a $7.3 billion investment in clean and reliable electricity for rural areas across the country that President Joe Biden and USDA Secretary Tom Vilsack announced September 5th during a visit to Westby. The Clean Energy Community Initiative also will support Dairyland in developing a farmer benefit plan and union engagement plan. The 167th Vernon County Fair will be held today through Sunday at the Vernon County Fairgrounds in Viroqua. Today is Exhibit Day. Also today, there will be a 9/11 tribute at 7 tonight and a Murrah Rose Remembrance Walk honoring lives lost to addiction at 7:30. Check out VernonCountyFair.com. Flags in Wisconsin will fly at half-staff today to honor those who lost their lives on 9/11. Governor Tony Evers has also declared a state day of service and remembrance, encouraging Wisconsinites to give back to their neighbors and communities. Today marks 23 years since al-Qaeda terrorists hijacked passenger planes and crashed them into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, while passengers on a 4th plane fought against the hijacking, leading it to crash in rural Pennsylvania. In total, 2,977 people died in the attacks and thousands more were injured. The Richland Hospital and Clinics has been celebrating its centennial to celebrate its 100 years of service to the community. Bruce Reisler is the CEO at the Richland Hospital and Clinics.
100 years, it is a huge milestone. It's a great time to reflect on the past, those who have come before us and made organized healthcare in our community available to us, and at the same time contemplate our future as well. So it's a remarkable milestone.
Festivities will culminate this Sunday at Crosscut Park with a free 5K run walk open to everyone to thank community members and encourage a healthy, active lifestyle. The Centennial Celebration will take place at the Killian Meyer Building at Crosscut Park this Sunday beginning at 10. If you are not into running or walking, come anyway. Free of charge, food, refreshments, cake, lawn games, and music will be provided. And that's what you need to know. I'm Joanne Krulotz.
The Brewers start their road trip off with a win. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kuska with sports, filling in for Mike Clemens. Milwaukee did just enough to get a 3-2 win over the San Francisco Giants on Tuesday. Manager Pat Murphy said the offense had its struggles after getting 2 early runs in a game dominated by pitching.
Guys competed, and the McGill and Williams at the end were really good, and thought it was a good effort by our pitching staff for sure, and our defense, and then obviously coming out and getting 2 early runs. Tough night to hit, but still it was pitcher-dominated game. We made a couple mistakes on the bases that cost us runs, maybe.
Game 2 in the series is tonight. It's the second game of a 6-game swing out west. Without quarterback Jordan Love available this week due to a sprained MCL, the Packers will go with Malik Willis, who they traded for this preseason. Willis played at the very end of the game with Philadelphia last week. Coach Matt LaFleur said they are getting Willis ready for Indianapolis on Sunday.
You got to play to your players' strengths, so it's our job to try to come up with whatever we come up with in order to put him in a position to be successful.
It'll be the Packers and the Colts this Sunday as each team tries for its first win. And on Saturday, one of college football's top programs comes to Madison. Wisconsin will play host to Alabama. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. This week, Civic Media stations have a full slate of high school football. Download the free Civic Media app and don't miss a snap this season. Filling in for Mike Clemens, I'm Jimmy Kuska with Civic Media Sports.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Rapper Kendrick Lamar will take time off from his feud with Canadian rapper Drake to headline the Super Bowl halftime show in February. Does he have big expectations? Yahoo Entertainment reports the 37-year-old rap phenom says he intends to remind viewers why rap music is the most impactful genre there is. The Super Bowl halftime show will be sponsored by Apple Music and Rock Nation and probably go on a bit too long. And how can this be possible but really want it to be news? There will finally be a sequel to The Goonies. It only took 40 years. Even more shocking, most of the main characters are returning. Yikes. Chris Columbus, who wrote the original as well as Home Alone, is expected to write the new script. My guess is that this time around, the friends are trying to save their assisted living facility and challenge the developers to a shuffleboard off while eating boiled meat. The sequel to The Goonies is scheduled to start filming next year and will most likely be released in 26 or 27. I almost feel sorry for the Kardashians. They just want to be left alone, but attention seems to find them. Take Dream Kardashian, for example. She's had a really big week, making her modeling debut, walking the runway with sass and attitude, creating a new Instagram page, and recently releasing her first single, a saucy tune called Besties Do It Better. The really amazing part? She's 7 and in 2nd grade. Oh, but don't worry, there is serious parental oversight. Dream's parents are Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian, the youngest and chubbiest of the Kardashian brood. I'll just leave you with a sample size of the lyrics for Besties Do It Better. It's Dream, I'm on the scene, and I'm the queen. There's no time to be mean. Besties do it better. That's my friend forever. I want my friend forever. Besties do it better. Her parents are terrible songwriters. They should have asked Uncle Kanye for help. Actress Drea Di Matteo says that when she auditioned for The Sopranos, she thought it was a show about opera. Di Matteo played the character Adriana on the show that ran for 6 seasons, and she's not the only cast member who at first thought the show was music-related. Jamie Lynn Sigler, who played mezzo-soprano, also thought she was auditioning for a show about singers, primarily because she had little TV experience and her background was in musical theater. Sigler told Justin Long on his Life is Short podcast that while at the audition, she did not see an accompanist, so she offered to sing a cappella for creator David Chase, the series producer who seemed confused. Interestingly enough, neither Sigler or Di Matteo figured out the show was not about music until season 3. I made that last part up. These and other fun stories about The Sopranos can be viewed in the new documentary Wise Guy, David Chase and The Sopranos, airing on Max. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
It is going to be partly cloudy today with a high in the low to mid 80s this afternoon. The wind out of the south at around 5 to 15. Tonight, partly cloudy, low in the mid 50s. Tomorrow, sunshine with a high in the mid to upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Right now, it's 57.